I want to tell a story about me, how I got to where I am now. I wish I could say where I'm going, but I still have no idea. Perhaps I don't need to go anywhere. The story starts really when I was 7 years old and my dad left my mother and 6 of us kids by ourselves. A small town called Chester, New Jersey. We very quickly became the poorest family on the block, in the neighborhood, probably in the whole city. I hated being poor. I hated everything associated with it. I hated wearing hand-me-down clothes from neighbors. I hated having to come home, eat government surplus peanut butter for dinner when my mom wasn't there. I hated her not being there. Not that she could have been there, she was always working or taking my brothers and sisters to gymnastics class, which was something to do. Got them scholarships. I remember one day, police were standing there in our yard. I was probably about 8 or 9 years old, and I yelled at this woman, the neighbor. I said, "Why'd you call the cops on us?" And she said it was her turn. We used to take apart my friend's shotgun shells and make bombs. That was what we did for fun. Throw eggs at cop cars. I guess what I remember most about being a little kid was just being bloody all the time. Had braces. Getting the shit kicked out of me. A lot. Wow. And I used to wonder why it didn't bother me. I guess it did bother me. I just suppressed it or something. I don't know. Anyway, I was lucky enough to be able to get out of there at age 14, go to a military high school where all were equal. We all wore uniforms. Nothing separated us. One's ability was totally based on his ability, one's standing. And it was within that military system that I started to learn how to manipulate the system. And it was, I became quite good at it. My grandfather had died and left enough money for me to go to high school the first year. After that, I got scholarships. My mom was very creative with that. I learned from her. But within that system, wow, it was, I very quickly learned how to manipulate that. And, well, it's easy, hard work. You know, by my 4th year, I turned out to be valedictorian, and I was cadet commander of the entire school, which was great for me because I've always I learned to enjoy things when I was in control, and I learned how to control things, and I learned the importance of being in control. The memory of my childhood made it very clear to me that I never wanted to go back to that when I wasn't in control. when I was at the Mercy and had no one to protect me, no one to stand up for me. So from there I went, and again, that was just a high school. Was the start of my learning how to manipulate the system. Scholarships to universities, but I went a step further than that. I saw all the money that was able to be received uh, using the fact that I had 6 kids in my family who were so damn poor from the government. So I got tons of money from the government and for school. So what I would do is I would register for classes at university, and I finagled ways to get the money, cancel the classes, put on my backpack, and go traveling through Central America. That was the place I enjoyed being. Languages I realized were key, so I studied a lot of them. And I started learning to enjoy myself. Again, manipulating the system. Yeah, money, wow. Money was the difference between having respect for myself and not having respect for myself. Money was the difference between getting the shit kicked out of me and not getting the shit kicked out of me, so to speak, in a way. But being able to do what I wanted to do. Not being a slave, although I realize now that I still was a slave, in a sense. But I was freer than most. Because what I learned to do was, within manipulating the system, I learned that it really didn't matter how much money I had. I could still actually do everything that I wanted to do on the same level of enjoyment, regardless of how much money I had. And so, yes, but I realized that everything took money. Everything took money. Did I enjoy the system? No, I've never enjoyed the system. I've never enjoyed the system, let's put it that way. Alright, let's moving on quick. A lot of things happened between then, but I wanted to get to the point of where I am now. So much of my life was spent, once I realized how to make money, how to get money, I spent a lot of time showing people that I had it. And that included buying things, wearing the designer clothing. I wanted to make sure that I had respect, I guess respect for myself too, and respect from everyone else. Alright, so came to Taiwan, found a girlfriend. What can I say? What I realized after coming to Taiwan, what I realized recently is that it wasn't really a question of me manipulating the system that much or being able to do that, because everything was basically given to me in a sense, just being born into a certain bloodline. I didn't realize this at the time. I thought it was all my doing, my cunningness. But I track the bloodline. I see it a little differently now. So 3 years ago, I guess 3 or 4 years ago, I went to China. I was really just tired of owning a school, operating it. Life was much too easy, and I decided that if I wanted to continue this easy existence, when I get older, I better get a PhD so I can sit on my ass and talk my shit. So I went to China, Beijing, perfect time during the Olympics. I had a fun time partying first 6 months. Fun. Studied law at really cool international law school. Realized that that was, wow, just ridiculous. What is that? A joke. I should say that. But no, it's just a joke. I mean, just pay your money, and I felt like I was studying in high school in terms of the difficulty studying these things these days. So then I came across Destiny material. I was searching for answers that I hadn't searched for in a long time. I don't know why. I guess I thought it was part of my research. And wow, instantly I started finding answers that explained things that I had never, well, maybe things that I had always known. I mean, I knew a lot. I mean, I looked at 20 years back. I remember saying to myself, you know, I knew as a being. What happened was as a being, had just gotten, you know, to the point where I felt that I couldn't learn anymore, couldn't do anymore. And so what did I do? I explained the universe simply. I said, as a being, I divided myself into gazillions and gazillions and gazillions of pieces with the mission of going out and seeing if we could understand more and eventually find our way back to myself. Well, that's kind of how I see what I'm doing right now as a part of myself. That's the oneness part. So what did I do with that? I realized that there was more important things in life than PhD. So I did the studying in the PhD, blah, blah, blah. Didn't finish the thesis. And instead, I focused 100% of my research time, study time, on the Destiny material. But I was still looking for answers from a perspective of wanting to understand, wanting to know things, wanting the answers, so that I could get something using that knowledge and information. Now I'm back in Taiwan. I've been back in Taiwan for some time now. And life continues to be relatively simple. I don't chase the money. I work 13 and a half hours a week. That's it. My wife would have me work a lot more, have a lot of money and more money. But how much do you need? Yeah, way, way more than I've ever needed. There you are with that. So, where am I now? Right where I've always been. Filled with knowledge and information, but very little understanding of anything. Still chasing the knowledge and information. No excuses. No excuses. Don't expect anyone to do anything for me. But I am grateful for the support that I have received, and I see it immediately, where it is, what it is. So I've come to one understanding that I am filled with knowledge and information, which is somewhat worthless when it's not put into place. Still searching, seeking that knowledge and information, but I'm also seeking to understand that which I see can be, but I am not yet one with it. So I'm going to leave it there for now. There's a lot more but there's a lot more in between. There's a lot more with regard to where I want to take this knowledge and information. Short term, as I see myself doing, is well, just taking a stand, regardless of understanding that stand, so to speak, standing for something, equality, standing for an equal money system, standing for equality, oneness in the world, moving toward that without actually understanding it. I guess I thought I could understand it first without standing as it, but I guess that's what understanding is. You gotta stand as it. And there it is. There a piece of it is. An explanation. Justification. Alright, there's one more thing I've been considering. I don't know, I've been considering putting on my backpack and going somewhere. Going back. I don't know. Putting on the backpack and see if I can get back into a place where perhaps can help me understand again what I guess I used to understand. What is this world? I don't know. We'll see. Let's leave it there.